All right, thank you for joining. Thank you also for being on time. Unfortunately, there's always people who are late, and I'll just play some music in the meantime so that you don't get too bored. All right, enough. Let's get the show going. And depending on where you're joining from in the world, it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. In any case, welcome. So the topic for today is accomplish in 3 hours what others can't do in 3 days, and how we can solve your too busy problem easily. I put it in inverted commas because too busy is usually just an excuse. And I'm going to show you how to get out of this today. So pay attention. Just a little bit of disclaimer. This presentation is for informational and educational purpose only and does not constitute any advice whatsoever. I'm Jochen Siedmann, pronounce the J like a Y in my name. I'm an AI implementer. I've implemented AI tools into my own business and help others to do the same. I'm an entrepreneur, an author, trainer, and mentor. Usually when I speak at also larger events, which I sometimes do, then I'm asking the organizer or producer to show this short introduction video. And I let it run here for you as well right now. Thank you. I am Mr. Siedmann's digital avatar. Good morning to Europe and good afternoon to Asia. Before the real Jochen comes on stage, I'll play a short intro video for you. In just these 2 days in the seminar, it's an incredible amount of knowledge that you're gonna gain.
Magic bank account, the money just keeps coming.
Good afternoon, Vietnam!
All of you can achieve that magic bank account too.
Likes der Salier auf der Folie $1,000.
Good morning, Myanmar!
So that's it. And as you have seen in the disclaimer, this was actually not me in the first 20 seconds. It was my digital avatar. And later I'll show you how to do that as well. And you have also seen that I've spoken on many stages around the world, sharing stages with many famous people. That was mostly before COVID. Nowadays it's mostly online. And in one of these events, I have actually made history as I was the first person in a Success Resources event. Success Resources is one of the biggest events and seminar organizers in the world. I was the first one to bring a non-human being onto the stage at one of the events when I was speaking, and I'll show you that later as well. So things are gonna get very exciting. So I share the stage with people like Tony Robbins, Mary Buffett, Dean Graziosi, Nick Vujicic, and many others. Some of my students. And I'm in a lucky position that I'm already financially free. The money keeps falling from trees. It's organic. It keeps coming and coming and coming to me every month. And I'm very grateful for that. And for those who have helped me to enable that, I'm also helping other people to enable to do the same. So I don't have to be here, but I want to be here. I want to be with you because my mission, my purpose to help people. I'm doing what I love and therefore it doesn't feel like work to me. It's my mission to help people to accomplish the same that I have done. And you might be one of them. You, just like me, also don't have to be here. You chose to be here. So I really sincerely thank you for being here at this webinar right now and listening to me, because you could be anywhere else doing anything else, right? So I'll do the best in my power to make this time worth it for you. And for those of you who are at this slide right now, I'm going to give you a gift for being on time. Those later will not get it. It's a declaration sheet for your mindset, because mindset is equally important as process, because if you know how to do it, but you don't do it, nothing's going to happen. And this will help you to get the right mindset. So you can download it from this link displayed here, short.by, and be mindful of the spelling. It's capital C, capital X, capital G, and small m. And anybody joining this webinar after the slide will not get it. It's also not for sale separately at all. Make sure you take note of the link and download it from your browser now or later as you wish. This is from Robert Kiyosaki, one of my mentors. his cash flow quadrant. I'm not going to teach that. That's not my topic, but I just use this to ask you a question. How many of you are employees? Type E into the chat box if you have a salary. How many of you here are self-employed? Basically, you are an agent, insurance agent, property agent, doctor, lawyer, or have a small business in whatever industry that might be, but you're like self-employed yourself. Type S into the chat box. If you're a big business owner, you have a lot of people working for you, your own systems and processes, type B into the chat box. Or if you're a professional investor, I. Just want to get a feel for the room, see who's here in this webinar. All right, thank you. Let me ask you another question. How many of you would like to spend more time with your family or live the lifestyle that you truly want, not the one you right now have, because you're probably too busy to lead that lifestyle that you really want? Or potentially even retire comfortably and early because you don't have to worry about money anymore. It keeps coming to you and you have time. Type me if any of these or multiple of these apply to you into the chat box, please. Thank you. So what do you think is the ultimate, most precious resource that we have? Is it friendship? Is it money? Well, for me and most others, actually, it's time. Why time? Because quite simply, if you lose an object like a handphone, you can just buy a new one. If you lose money, well, that's unfortunate, but you can make more, right? It's a resource that can be replenished, but time cannot. Time is definitely finite. Nobody can bring back time, not even Elon Musk or Warren Buffett. I guess he wish he could. With money, you cannot buy additional time. We all only got 24 hours per day. But how we use it, that is the difference. What if you had an additional 1.8 days per week? What would you do with it? Now, I can't give you 8.8 days per week, right? As I said, obviously, you also know that doesn't work. But what if you could accomplish in 3+ days what you now need 5 to do? What would you do with additional 1.8 days per week if suddenly, by what I've shown you or helped you to implement in your business, suddenly you have so much free time? What would you do? Would you type it in the chat box, please? I'll just give you some example. It's obviously no right or wrong. It's very different for everybody. Would you spend more time with family? Would you take up a new hobby? Or would you work with your customers to make more sales, to make more money? Or you might take up AI side hustle. There's many of them that can give you additional income as well. Would you make money, family? Just type in the chat box, whatever it is. I'm just curious. Thank you. If you're in this webinar, chances are you might be a solopreneur or small business owner or medium business owner or professional like lawyer, doctor, agent, whatever. Does this sound familiar to you? You're too busy to improve? Like this guy who wants to sell them the wheel and they're pushing their cart manually over rough terrain, which is obviously gonna be quite cumbersome. But I say, no, thanks. We are too busy. I know lots of people like that. They're always too busy. They're even too busy to improve their situation in terms of time. I hope you're not one of them. We'll see. Does this sound familiar to you? Large portion of your working day spent is manual, time-consuming, repetitive tasks, which doesn't even really require much brain power or adding value, but they just have to be done. Or you're feeling stressed because you always fall in that schedule, too many things to be done, this and that always come up. You lose your focus and try to multitask everything at the same time, but that's actually not a good technique. Or staff or clients keep asking the same question over and over again or similar questions, just taking away your time. Or perhaps you can't get good enough results because you simply do not have enough time for your clients, sales, or real value-adding processes because the manual tasks are taking away your time. If that sounds familiar to you, at least one of them, type me into the chat box, please. I bet most of you are in that situation. And if you don't type me, well, if typing 2 letters is already too much work for you, then I don't know. But I'm pretty sure at least 98% of us are in some of these situations at least. So what if we can get rid of all these problems? Would it be great? type G for great into the chat box if you think that would be a great idea. Thank you. Because some people, I mean, not literally, but figuratively speaking, that's what they're actually doing in a business, putting in a lot of effort and time, but it doesn't really work, right? No measurable results. But imagine, what if instead of your time is consumed by manual tasks, a large portion of your working day now becomes available as the time-consuming, repetitive tasks are automated? Or what if instead of stressed because you're falling behind schedule, now you're ahead of your schedule? You can keep your focus and only do these value-adding tasks that perhaps require also brain power, like maintaining client relationships. Now you have time for them. Or instead of staff and clients keeping asking the same questions over and again, instead, these questions are simply answered by a bot, freeing up your time. Instead of not getting good results, now you would get excellent results, whether it's in operational excellence, sales, customer satisfaction, because you can focus your time on things that matter instead of manual tasks. And this is actually not fiction. This is exactly the very thing I can help you with in your business, in your job, in your profession, because that's what I do, helping people to accomplish this very thing. And I'll demonstrate it to you later how this is being done. It's not a theory. For the end of this webinar, you will discover why your business will go down if you don't change anything. But the change is easy. How you can save it and regain a lot of your time that you have then for value-adding tasks, for sales, making more money, or spending more time with family, whatever the case might be for you. And I also introduce you to my proprietary TGIF framework to accomplish that. My goals for this webinar are that you understand how you can harness the power of AI to your advantage, that you realize that anybody can do it. It's not rocket science. It's not technical. Anybody can do this. And hopefully I can also motivate you to make it actually happen for you, because just thinking about it doesn't change anything, does it? Because if I can do it, you can do it. I'm nothing special. The only thing that differentiates me from many other people is that I implement. I do. I take action. And many don't. They find excuses instead of taking action. Who are you? We'll see. I'll show you how it's done step by step. This is Singapore's education minister. You don't have to read the article. The headline is good enough. The Ministry of Education is deploying more AI in schools for primary school kids. If primary school kids can do this, so can you, right? That's for sure. And that's my favorite saying from Henry Ford, the inventor of the Ford motor car. But I think you can, or when you think you can't, you are right. If you think you can, you'll find a way. If you think you can't, obviously your subconscious mind will block you because it thinks that you don't want to succeed in whatever that thing is. What I usually say in my trainings is simply change your thinking from I can't, whatever ... is, to how can I instead? Or like Thomas Alva Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, said, else we might all be sitting in the dark right now, I've never failed. I only found 10,000 ways how not to make a light bulb, until it did, obviously. Keep going. If one thing doesn't work, try another until it works. But you might have to get out of your comfort zone, especially also in this webinar. What I'm about to show you, some powerful demos, but they might be a little bit outside your comfort zone. You think, oh no, really? Is this possible? No, cannot be. It is. So just expand your comfort zone. Have an open mind when I share these things with you that are coming up. Peng Joon is a quite world-renowned marketer from Malaysia. And in an event I attended from him some time ago, he said, if your business is not using artificial intelligence, it's going to die. If you're an employee and you're not using AI, you're going to get fired soon. At that time, I thought it was a little bit bold claim, but by now I know he's absolutely right, because that's exactly what's happening right now. Companies are implementing AI tools. The bigger ones have a head start. The smaller ones have some catching up to do. And that's actually who I want to help, the small companies, the solopreneurs, professionals to catch up. And in fact, how many of you are using AI already today? Please type me in the chat box if you are. A few people are, but many of you are not. But actually you are, because things like Amazon recommending products other people bought that are similar to what you're looking for, Alexa, Siri, as well as a handphone, they're all actually AI tools. But you're using them passively. But let me ask you, how many of you are actively using AI? Whether it's ChatGPT, presentation tools, graphic tools, video tools, doesn't really matter. Please type me into the chat box if you are. And if you're not, tell me why not. If you think AI is very scary, type S for scary. Or if you think it's too technical, I'm not a technical person, I cannot use AI, type T for technical. Or any other reason, just type in the reason. I just want to know why you're not on that bandwagon yet. This is really a revolution that's going on right now. And if you're not with it, you're gonna left behind. It's just a matter of time. So whether you think AI is a danger to you or opportunity, you're entitled to opinion, but I just say choose wisely. When I was young, a long time ago, we did a lot of things very manual. I was working in a bank for more than 20 years. And that time we actually recorded customer trades, stock trades on a piece of paper, really. Eventually, we got computer programs handling that for us. But computer programs are much more efficient than manual. You can use a chisel instead of screwing the hole manually. So it's much more efficient, much more faster than before. But the problem with computer programs is that they're static, right? They just do whatever they have been told to do over and over again. And the next level is artificial intelligence. AI tools are the hammer drill. They are even 100 times better than most computer programs, and they learn. They're not static. They learn every day, every minute, literally. And that's why they're so powerful, like this power drill here. And that's why you can absolutely not afford not to use them in whatever context it is for you. Definitely can significantly not only improve, but multiply your business productivity and results if you choose to use them. And if not, well, guess who is? Your competitor. And if I just tell you about it, well, you might not believe it, but so that's why I show them to you, because I think seeing is believing. Or you might think, yeah, you're right, Jochen, but you think that you cannot do it. Only I can do it, but that is not the case. I'll show you that you can. The skills you need is really copy-paste, mostly only. And so therefore, instead of presentation, I do a demonstration of these tools for you. If you want me to present on PowerPoint, type P for PowerPoint or presentation. Or if you want me to show you how they work, demonstrate, type D for demonstration in the chat box, please. Demonstration it is. Before I do that, just let me give a little bit of context. This is the history of mankind, how much data we have produced, and also reflecting how much progress we have achieved. Right from the Stone Age for millennia, nothing really happened, right? Hunting and so on. But there were 3 significant events that have changed how humanity works, behaves, does things in the course of history. That changed everything. Literally everything. The first one was about 1700s or so, the Industrial Revolution that was sparked by the invention of the steam engine. And suddenly, instead of manual labor in the factories, they could use steam engine and multiply their productivity. And that time, people also were scared that you don't need people anymore, but far from it. Changed everything, including travel and so on. Now, if you're a little bit older like me, you can remember a time with no internet in the 1990s. The internet only came up 1994. And before that, I can't even think how we survived without the internet. And you probably cannot either. The internet changed everything, right? Suddenly information became available. Computers became available to people, not only to companies. Mobile phone came out, how we communicate. It changed everything. Just imagine a world without internet. This is impossible, literally. And that time, there was also skeptics. Internet, I don't need it. I survived so far without it. No, what's that? It's too technical, I don't need it. A computer, leave me alone. It took maybe 10 years until it took on or so. Today, unthinkable without it. The steam engine maybe took 100 years until most factories had one, at least in the developed world. Internet maybe 10 years, but now AI is the third one, maybe 1 or 2 years, and you really cannot live without it anymore. Your business cannot survive if you don't make use of this, because your competitor will and does. It changed everything. So do you want your business to thrive or just barely survive? Peter Diamandis said, by the end of the decade, there will be two kinds of companies. Number one, those who fully utilize AI, and number two, those who are out of business. To which Sean Sea, I believe many of you might know him, replied, by the end of the decade, there will be a huge transfer of wealth to those who master artificial intelligence from those who think they're intelligent enough not to need AI. Quite true, right? Or James Skinner, one of the leading AI experts, said, if you think your business can survive without AI, you are delusional. That's what delusional, right? So don't delude yourself. Get real. Wake up if you haven't yet, and see what you can do about this. And I'll help you. And this is real. This company, for example, has, the headline says it all, he fired his entire customer support team and does it with ChatGPT or a chatbot right now. 25% of CEOs plan to replace human workers with AI. So if you're an employee not using AI, you're in danger of getting fired, as I said earlier. If you're a business owner, you might be the one who maybe replaces people, or hopefully not fires them, rather give them better jobs. But AI can help them to make more productive. It's something that's supposed to help you, not replace you. According to McKinsey, 50% of all current work activities, I have to qualify that in an office, not cooking or whatever, but 50% are technically automatable. That impacts a lot of people. And that's actually what I do to help companies and solopreneurs to do just that. So you have more time available. Some statistics, according to CIPIA, 375 million people will become obsolete because of AI. McKinsey says that 800 million jobs will be displaced by automation. And IBM says 1.4 billion people will have to be reskilled with AI. And to give you the context, 1.4 billion is pretty much 100% of the workforce that works in an office. Not the physical jobs, not the retirees and the babies, but everybody who has an office job needs to learn that skill. As simple as that. You want me to help you? I help you. You want to keep struggling? You keep struggling. So what are some reasons to adopt AI to your business? This is according to surveys, 43% have responded that now the advancements in AI make it more accessible, which is true, because 2 years ago, it was basically only the domain of the big companies with deep pockets who have billions of dollars. But now there's a lot of free AI tools like ChatGPT, for example, right? So it's definitely accessible. Then a lot of companies recognize that they need to reduce costs and automate key processes, as well as 37% said increasing amount of AI embedded info standard off-the-shelf business applications, right? There's so many apps today that you can just deploy. You don't need to program them. You just need to integrate them into your environment. And I can help you with that too. Now, if you look at the adoption of AI, obviously we're talking about future. So it's a forecast. Some companies have done it. Some people have done it. The early adopters. Right now, we're probably here that it has become mainstream for the early majority. But if you're at the tail end of the curve, you're too late. And that's going to be maybe only a couple of years from now, by end of this decade. Maybe you're one of the skeptics. Yeah, I don't need it. You're right. You do. You're delusional if you think you don't. Period. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is. And if you look at adoption rates in companies, in 2024, we are talking about 68% of the large businesses have already adopted AI to some varying extent, obviously, but only 15% of small businesses have. So they're definitely lagging behind. Whereas by the end of the decade, pretty much, as we said earlier, you cannot survive without AI. So either you're out of business or you have adopted it, and maybe there's a handful that somehow can still make it, but probably at least 98% will have it. So why not sooner rather than later? There's no reason to wait. Absolutely none at all. Looking at businesses who already have adopted AI, what did they get out of here? Number one was increase of productivity through automation. Number two, improve decision making. Number three, improve customer experience. Number four, innovative products and services. And number five, improve employee experience and skills acquisition. Helps the customer, it helps the company, and it helps the employees. Think about it. And 81% of employees perform better with AI. Yeah, simply because AI knows more than them, can do it faster than them. So if they use it as a tool to get a job done, and I will give you specific examples later, it's great for everybody. It's a win-win. So in my AI business, I only have one employee. I call her Angela Inglewood, which is the collection of all the AI tools that I'm using. She works 24/7, no holidays, weekends, doesn't fall sick, doesn't chit-chat in the pantry. She's super productive and knows everything. Every book that was written, every article that was published, every piece of music, she knows it, unlike me. So let me briefly introduce you to her. And her salary, $20 per month. That's the paid version of ChatGPT subscription that I'm paying. So let me briefly introduce you to Angela.
Hi, I am Angela Inglewood, Yokin's virtual assistant. I work 24/7, know everything, do not fall sick or chit-chat in the pantry, and he doesn't even pay me a salary. I help to get done within minutes what he would take hours or days to do. Well, he is only human after all.
All right, thank you, Angela. So the good news is AI will not ruin your business, but your competitor who knows how to use AI will take your customers and ruin your business. If you don't do anything, that is. So what's the solution? Well, it's pretty obvious. I can throw you a live ring and help you also to implement AI tools into your business, into your processes, automate things where possible, at least make the other things more productive with my TGIF formula so that it can help you to increase revenues, reduce costs, and multiply your productivity. That's something you're interested in. Type I into the chat box and I'll show you. Thank you. TGIF does not stand for Thank God It's Friday. It actually stands for I can help you to transform the way you work and operate with AI tools so that you can generate better and faster results and improve your productivity and bottom line. And that's the only way how you can actually future-proof your business or your career. And I always say my best business card is, I don't have a physical one, is Google, my best friend. This is how to spell my name. And later I'll show you what happens in Google. If I Google my name, it's different than if you do it. But before that, let me give you a couple of use cases that I will demonstrate you in a demo of these tools and how much time you can potentially save with it. Let's say, talking about Google, you do a search or research about a topic. What do? You type in your topic, Google does its magic, and then you go to the first link, read that article or website, go back to Google, read the second link, the third one, the fourth one, whatever number you do, but maybe spend an hour doing that. But AI can do the job in 20 seconds. I'll show you. It reads all these websites and summarizes them in a brief, concise summary in 20, 30 seconds. So 99% of time saved. Then video production. If you have to produce a video, either a training video or marketing video, probably usually used to take me half a day to write a script, then film the video, then do the post-production editing until it's good. AI can do that in like 10 minutes. Just write a script, but then AI does the rest. It renders the video for you. So 95% reduction. Or producing content. That could be an article that you write, a blog post, could be a paper that you publish. It could be a report you have to give to your customer. Obviously, depends how long this takes, but a good blog post might take an hour and a half to write. AI does in 30 seconds. Or it can even write up an ebook or even a whole real book, print book that takes you many hours to do ebook maybe 3 hours, a real book probably weeks, but ChatGPT can do it in a few minutes. 98% of time saved. Image production, well, actually before AI, I couldn't even do it at all. So I don't have a reference how much time it would have taken. But in AI, you can do it in 30 seconds. Meeting minutes. Every company has a lot of meetings, and taking minutes and then publishing them and all that probably takes either yourself, or if you're lucky enough to have a secretary, 45 minutes perhaps. In AI, it takes 0. You just let the AI listen to your meeting, and as soon as the meeting's finished, you have your transcript, your meeting minutes, action items. So 0 time, 100% saves. Slides. For the meetings, you need slides, or for your customer to present them some idea or project, you need slides. Always takes many hours, obviously also depending on the topic and the length that it has to be. But in AI, you can do it in 10 minutes. At least a draft, you probably need to spend still another few minutes to polish it up and all that, but you can also save easily 96% of your time. Yeah. Email is a killer, incoming as well as outgoing. That's a lot of people spend many hours per day at. But AI can make this a lot more efficient too, handling your incoming mails according to rules or sending outgoing mails. You can easily save also 80% of the time. Lead generation. Every business needs new leads. And if you do it manually or an agency, it takes probably many days to get a few new leads. In AI, I do it in 2 minutes. I'll show you later. So 99% of time saved. Then what you're going to do with the leads, you call them. So pre-sales, cold calling, they don't know you. How many phone calls can you make at a time? 1. Or if you have a call center with 10 people, then 10. But that's it. And every call maybe lasts 10 minutes or so, let's say. But if the AI does it, you take no time at all. I'll show it to you. So 100% of time saved. And those who are not interested, never mind. And those who are interested, then those are the ones you obviously would want to personally reach out to. But then you have to talk only to warm leads and not to cold leads. Reading. Everybody is reading a lot of stuff these days, whether it's an article, let's say short article, 15 minutes, or long report, an hour. But with our AI tool, you can, without having to learn how to speed read, you can probably save 67% of the time, or read the same article or report in a third of the time it would otherwise have taken. Then certain repetitive tasks are automatable. Obviously, how long it took you before that depends on the workflow, but certain workflows can be fully 100% automated. You just teach your AI what to do, take A to B, later I'll show you, and it does that 24/7 without you doing anything, freeing up your time. Last but not least, customer support. That every company also spend, depending on size and volume, many hours in. AI can do it in minutes. Basically, you don't need anything at all. 80% of the customer support should be able to done by the bot. And those 20% that it cannot do, you still have to do it, your customer support team. But if their workload is reduced by 80%, again, freeing up plenty of time for you. So these are certain use cases, and I'll demonstrate these to you, how these tools work, that it's not a theory, that it's totally easy, achievable, and manageable for you to do this for your business in the future as well. All right, enough of the theory and background. So let's go into a demo that's really going to blow you away. I'll show you some very, very powerful tools that demonstrate and prove to you what I've said earlier on. So I'll just go over there right now. I'm going to head over to my browser now. And earlier on, I said that Google is my best business card. So let me show you right now what I mean by that actually. So I type in my name. You know how Google works. I don't have to explain that part to you. I just append this question mark in here. And now Google does its magic. It finds 327,000 results. I'm not going to read all of these, and neither will you. Maybe the top 10. So you go to the first website, have a look, the second website, have a look, and so on, which is quite time consuming. But instead, here we go. My AI has now read all these websites already, and summarize them into this part over here. And there's quite a lot of links about me, my media, press releases, interviews, social media, etc. You can do this with any topic. Let's say my mentor is into community building. Then again, Google finds 4.7 million websites. But what is really important about community building? Let's have a look. And here is the answer. What is it? A few principles, the importance, and so on. And if you just do a quick research, that's good enough. You don't have to spend an hour to read all these websites that Google has found for you. The AI has done that job for me within seconds. Now, at the beginning of this event here, you have seen my avatar speak and introduce me. This was generated by this particular tool here. I will not mention the name of the tools because the names don't really matter. What it does for you matters. And there's many other tools that can do the same. And that's why I'm not really mentioning the names, but I can help you with all these tools that if you want to implement them, how you can specifically make use of them for you and your business or your job. That's what my avatar said in the beginning. Thank you, Mr. Siegmann. Remember that just a few moments ago. That was what I've shown you. You can simply upload one video of you so the AI can learn how you talk, as well as obviously what you look like. And then you can simply place any words into your own mouth, and the software then moves the lips accordingly so that it appears as if you speak for real. And so you can make a video in minutes instead of hours, saving you a ton of time. Amazing, isn't it? How many of you like that? Type L for like into the chat box. All right, thank you. So the next thing I'll show you is content creation, how you can easily create any content, whether that's an article, whether that's a blog post, whether that's an essay, or even whole books that you want to write with AI. It can be ChatGPT, that can be Gemini, it can be Claude, whatever. I use ChatGPT here for this example and show you how very quickly I can write amazing, engaging blog post. So I go to this tool here. I've already spent the one-time effort in coming up with a prompt, what I want it to do. I can't show you that right now. I don't have the time, but all I change is the title of the blog post, how small businesses can benefit from AI, subtitle, tools and strategies. So that is my blog post. It's going to be about, normally, if I want to write this manually, it would take me an hour and a half at least. So let's see what it takes ChatGPT to do the same. All I have to do now is type blog in, then disappears. I hit enter and sit back and relax while ChatGPT does the work for me. So here I can see it writing, type definitely faster than I can. Then it writes me a summary. This is all based on the prompt that I have defined before. If you know how to prompt, that is also a skill that is very, very important, but easy to learn. I've spent quite a lot of time mastering this and be happy to share that with you as well. So here's my blog post now. So what I'll do is this whole thing that ChatGPT has written for me now, I copy, go to Beehive, which is the newsletter software that I'm using. Of course, I don't start from blank. I use a template that I've predefined. I have a newsletter that comes out Monday to Saturdays, and then every Sunday I do a recap for those who don't read all the Monday to Saturday ones. So I just say use this template. If you want to subscribe to my newsletter, I will put the link to that into the Telegram group, and later on I'll show you how you can sign on to the Telegram itself. So here I paste the text. The newsletter is done. We'll just give the title, copy it, and paste it in here. So my newsletter is done. But for the website, I also want to have a thumbnail. So I use this AI tool here. That's the picture of Donald Trump kissing Marilyn Monroe, which you saw in my PowerPoint earlier on. I will now see how small businesses can benefit from AI. Pick image generation. Actually, before AI, I couldn't even do it at all, no matter how long time I would have had. It was not possible for me. Of course, if you're a graphic designer or have the right software, it is possible. Okay, let's say I take this one and I'll add the thumbnail here and I'm done. It took me like 3 minutes to write a newsletter, including an image. I will schedule this now and off it goes. Done. Very, very fast. And newsletter is just an illustration. Anything else you want to write, an ebook, an article, a research paper, it can be the same. Of course, you probably would want to vet it first and not blindly copy paste like I did just now for demonstration purposes only. AI is certainly not perfect, but it's an awesome tool to help your productivity. Likewise, talking about images, often you want to remove the background of an image, replace it with your own background or put it into somewhere else, which took me previously, depending on the image, let's say this image here, which is the voucher that you all will also find in the Telegram group later for my online courses, $50. This has very intricate details. To remove those would have probably taken me 20 minutes. You can see all the small holes in here. That is very, very tedious. AI, 10 seconds, done. Isn't that fabulous? If you think that's really amazing, type A for amazing into the chat box. In my past life, I was a banker, and in the banks, like many other big companies, you have a lot of meetings. And once I was a little bit senior enough, I was lucky to have a secretary, not my own, we shared among some senior staff. But it took the secretary always a day or so and a couple of hours effort to write meeting minutes from our meetings and action items and all that. How many of you have the same issue? Whether you do it yourself or the secretary, yes, right? Everybody has a lot of meetings and it's really, really an awful task to write minutes. But this software here and others, like I said, does this automatically. It simply listens into your meeting, and the moment your meeting is finished, gives you a transcript, a summary, a task list, and everything you want from that meeting, like here for my previous webinar, for example. Automatically, you don't have to do anything. It just emails it to you about 2 or 3 minutes after the meeting is done. Finish. 100% of effort saved for something more meaningful. It also automatically puts these meeting minutes into this software here, which is brilliant for collaboration with Teams. You can send messages to each other. You can store the meeting minutes and other information that you need. Here is, you can see it like an intranet without having to implement or pay for an intranet. But it's a brilliant collaboration tool in AI that you can also connect to many other different softwares like Google or Zoom or this one just now that I showed you, so that it's all nicely integrated by itself without effort. That's always the point. Automation. Then how many of you actually have to do presentations, probably with PowerPoint or some other software? But many companies always do presentations. And it takes a lot of effort depending on the complexity of the presentation. How many of you would be interested to learn how we can do this automatically, largely automated, not 100%, within minutes? What previously you took 4 hours or 1 day to do a presentation. Type me in the chat box if you want to see that. Okay, so let me show that to you. Here, this software can generate beautiful slides. And an additional benefit of that is if you send those to a customer, it can actually also give you analytics, whether the customer actually watched your presentation or not, or out of 10 slides, he only got to see the first 3 and the rest he skipped. So, a brilliant tool. Let's generate a new presentation. You can also do documents or websites, all automatically. For demonstration purposes, I make it a bit shorter, let's say 4 slides. How can AI benefit small businesses? That's all very generic. Of course, if you write a better prompt, you will get a better output. But right now, right here, I don't have the time, but I can show you, if you're interested in that, how you can specifically make use of that in your own business. You just need to contact me. We can schedule a consultation and see what you actually need, what makes sense for you. Every person, every business is different, obviously. It's done. Say continue. You can, of course, change it if you don't like the suggestions by the tool. But like I said, for now, I just proceed without editing to save some time. You can also pick different themes. I think I choose this one. Now it's going to generate our presentation. So here can you see on the left side, the first slide is done. I just sit back and relax while my presentation is being done for me. You can see it happening in front of your eyes. All right, let's have a look. With the second slide, it can also do groupings, come up with the content itself. It can also add pictures, but I didn't ask it to, but it can to make it look better. I took only about 2 or 3 minutes to generate this short presentation, and you can make bigger, more sophisticated ones in your own business that you need for your meetings or your customer or your proposals or whatever the case might be. But it can be done easily, save you a ton of time. 90% or more of the time that you need now to generate such a presentation. Isn't that wonderful? Also, email. I think pretty much everybody take a lot of time for email. So let me show you first the outbound and later the inbound, what I can do about email in order to make it a bit more efficient. Unfortunately, it can't be 100% automated, but it can help you a lot. In this case here, I say, write to info@AR Smart Solutions. That is my office email address. Ask them to postpone Thursday's meeting to Friday to save time. Or something like that. I just write in normal English to my email and all that. Write subject and text and so on. I just simply write this short sentence in plain English, and then this tool will do the job for me. Now it's going to go to my Gmail, come up with a subject line and a text, insert this email address and send it to the recipient without me. I can actually navigate off that screen. I don't have to stare at it. I can do something else now. I'm only doing this so that you can watch what's happening. So the tool is writing now, doing its work, goes to Gmail. Again, you can see that I'm not doing anything. It's fully automated. It explains to you here what's this doing, while it's doing it in the background. Now we see it inserts the email address that I've specified, come up with the subject line, saves as a draft, now writes the text. I could have probably not written it that nicely, and it would have taken me a couple of minutes to do that, which now I can save to do something else. If I didn't have to show you what's happening on the screen, I would simply navigate off and do something else while this runs in the background. How many of you like this? Type me into the chat box if you think this is amazing and you like your email written for you rather than writing it yourself. Thank you. I'm just gonna send it off. We're done. All done by the AR tool itself without my intervention. That was the outgoing emails. Now I'll show you another tool that can handle my incoming emails. What it can do is can classify your incoming emails and recommend actions to do. But I like this even better here. The auto drafter. This writes emails automatically without me doing anything based on certain rules. Now, caution is recommended for this. So I had to prompt this tool here that it should follow this process. Retrieve the contents of the email, check the contents, and adhere to a certain rule. But again, this is a one-time effort and easy to do. And certain rules, for example, that I defined here, write professional style, but concise, never reply to metrics reports, like my newsletter, for examples. Or if someone wants me to sell something, politely decline. Because I always get so many sales emails every day. And then what it will do, for example, tells you what the email is about. This one was some promotional email from this company. So you can see, for example, what it writes here. Thank you for reaching out, sharing the details. While it sounds like a valuable, I must politely decline. Thank you for sharing exciting updates. While I appreciate it, I must politely decline, and so on. You simply can define certain rules, and then this tool writes the email for you. Certainly for very important emails, you might not want to do auto reply. I think most people have the issue that 80% of emails are not really that important, and those you can handle with the tool. Good or good? Type G for good. Many of us who are in business, whether you're a solopreneur, business owner, or even in the marketing department of a big company, always need to find new leads and perhaps struggle with it. I'll show you something that totally mind-blowing, how you can fast and very easily generate leads based on your target audience. This lead generator here, be ready to blown away. Okay, so let's find some new leads. I'm going to open a new task. Who would you like to find? I want to find solopreneurs in Singapore because that is my target market. Those are the people I'm trying to help with AI implementation. And now it's going to go to LinkedIn and looks for the location, looks for the company size, and filters out 10 samples for me. Of course, you can do more, but right now it has found the information here. I will now proceed to Google Sheet with these details. And in a moment, I will have 10 new leads. Isn't that amazing? How long do you take right now to find 10 new leads that fit your target market? Just think about that. All right, it has created my Google Sheet, which will open here a new tab. There we go. I have names, job titles, location, mail, and phone number. So now I found leads. What are we going to do with these leads? Call them. This is another totally mind-blowing AI tool that can actually make cold calls, and it will call your cold leads, for example, these 10 people, without you having to be on the phone. Of course, you need to give it some context and some rules, but I'm going to show you that coming up next. How AI can call cold leads and filter out those that are interested so that you don't have to waste your time for those who are not. Watch this space. Now, I'm not actually going to call these leads because then I don't know what's happening. I want to show you what's happening, so I'm going to call myself. I pretend to be the lead that was found just now. So I'm going to get my mobile phone ready. Here it is. I'm going to enter the prompt. Try to get an appointment for free consultation. How our AI automation agency can help them to increase activity. And the greeting is, good day, I am Angela from Smart Solutions. When the person picks up the phone, that's the greeting. You can choose the voice. I like this one. You can record the call, and you can also have a disclaimer thereof if you wish. Then you put in the phone number and make the call. I'm gonna get my mobile phone ready here and call. I'm gonna answer that call. We'll put it in loudspeaker.
Quality assurance. Your participation implies consent. Thank you. I am Angela from AI Smart Solutions.
Hi, thank you, Angela, for calling me.
Are you interested in learning about how our AI automation agency can help you save time and increase productivity?
Oh yeah, sure. Tell me more about it.
Our AI automation agency specializes in implementing artificial intelligence solutions to streamline processes and boost efficiency. Services range from data analysis and prediction to virtual assistants and chatbots. By leveraging AI technologies, we can help automate repetitive tasks, accelerate decision-making, and improve overall productivity. Would you like to schedule a free consultation to discuss how our solutions can specifically benefit your business?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. To schedule a free consultation, I just need to gather some information from you. Could you please provide me with your preferred date and time for the consultation?
All right, and so on. I'm going to hang up now on Angela. Isn't it amazing? Would you have been able to say that this was an AI tool? And she's absolutely not real. And she, I think, has come up with some quite clever points, even though I didn't really train her. Here's the transcript that you have seen that we were just discussing. Now you can call all your cold leads with the AI tool, and those who say, I'm not interested, you don't waste your time. And those who are, then you can talk to them in person. If you find it as awesome as me, type A into the chat box. Thank you. All of us have to read quite a lot every day in our business or even free time, and it takes a lot of time. Most of us have not learned how to do speed reading. But I have a simple yet effective solutions for you to, of course, AI powered. Let's take, for example, this lengthy science article here about obesity and so on. It doesn't really matter, but it's very long. So if you want to read this, this will probably take you approximately half an hour. But I can help you to read this same article in 10 minutes with this simple AI solution. If we use this AI tool here in order to help us to read this article, I'm gonna start the tool right now. Right, so normally this would take us about half an hour to read at average reading speed of 100 words per minute. But if you use this tool without having to learn speed reading or anything, we can significantly reduce this time. So let's do double speed first. 200 words per minute, then obviously it only takes 15 minutes to read. Let's see whether we can do that. Right, very easy to read because the way how it is formatted. Normal text, black and white, you have to go the whole line and all this. This presents only a few words at a time and in different colors. That's why it makes it very, very easy to read. So let's do triple speed. So then it takes us only 10 minutes. Can we do it? Let's have a look. Still easy, right? You probably can do, after a little bit of practice, more than 3 times, 3.5, 4, or you can have more words at a time. Then you can 3 words at a time instead of 2. Then it further reduces the time. You saved 24 minutes there just now, simply by using AI to read this article or whatever it is, report that you might have to read. Brilliant, right? I was talking about office automation earlier on. Now this is the ultimate thing. All the other tools that I've showed you help you to reduce the time by 80, 90, 99%. But this one is 100%. This is a tool that can automate certain tasks that are repetitive. In this case, for example, if I post a blog post, then this automation tool will put it through a parser, ChatGPT and router, and then put it into Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, all automatically without any intervention at all. So I don't have to go through all this different social media and post the text and upload the image and all this. This does it 100% automatically, 24/7. It runs in the background and you can do many, many tasks. For example, they have many templates, which I can also give you as one of my gifts. More than 100 templates that you can use and simply deploy into your own business or workflows and automate them so that you have more time available. Just some examples: generate Telegram bot responses with ChatGPT, create Google Calendar events from Notion, save, or this one, if you do Facebook marketing, you know that Facebook is very annoying. They give you a lead, but then you have to still go into Facebook and retrieve it manually. But this automation tool extracts it from Facebook onto Google Sheet. You can also get an alert immediately. All this 24/7, fully automated. Or you can save attachments to Google Drive automatically without having to. You get a picture, right? All these repetitive tasks that occur again and again and just take away so much of your time can be automated. I can help you with that. It's not rocket science. So just contact me if you want to learn more about it. Now, customer service is also significantly undergoing change. For example, there are pre-trained customer support agents, they call it in AI, that can do your customer support for you at least 80%. There's always some cases that still require human intervention, but much less if AI does the bulk of the job. For example, pretty much all websites, as you have experienced yourself, have chatbots these days. This is my website. My chatbot is obviously called Angela, and she can help you with certain things that are recurring. It's the same questions that people ask, then the same answer she's gonna give, etc., without me having to do that. Only whatever Angela cannot answer anymore, then I can step in. And many companies are doing this on scale. This company here, the CEO fired his entire customer support team and replaced them with ChatGPT. ChatGPT can be also connected to a human AI in video rather than text. This was a text chatbot here. Actually, last year, I made history when on a Success Resources event, I was the first one to bring a non-human being onto the Success Resources stage, which was this lady here. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I am an AI human that will be able to answer all your questions about AI in up to 10 languages. What question will you like to ask first?
So Ariana is an interactive video chatbot. She's much better looking than me, but she's also not real. Just like Angela, also Ariana does not exist, but she can listen to your questions and then answer them. So I hope you enjoyed this powerful demo of this really, really amazing tool that can help you to save so much time, get so much more productive. And I'm just gonna wrap it up. A few more things I wanna say to you. If you look at the before, which is now, what you do right now, and after in a small business, that maybe 2-3 people, you can save maybe 4 hours a week on research, 1 video per week, 3-4 hours. The content you produce, 6 hours, image 2 hours, meeting 4 hours, presentation 8 hours, 12 hours on email and 3 on lead gen, 10 hours on cold calling and 8 on reading. 20 hours by automating workflows and 8 hours in customer support. So you have so much more time that you can use for useful tasks. And why are you not doing this? And if you are, then I have something for you that I just want to give you the opportunity to avail of that. Now just think back of early on what you said. What would you do if you had an additional 1.8 days available per week? Make more money, spend time with family, hobbies, recreation, whatever it might be, it's absolutely possible. Some case studies, for example, here, that is from Nielsen Norman Group, and I can show you 100 more if you like, but right now I don't have the time. A couple of case studies that the employee productivity improved by 66%, customer support, especially writing documents, and also if you're in technology, in programming, obviously AI can do that as well. Even if you can't program, there are AI tools that can do programming without programming in plain English. Anything's possible. This is my case study from a real estate agent that has had this text here, which we took 15 minutes to write, but it's not particularly great, I would say. This was his text after. It converts much better within 30 seconds with high quality, as well as a video that goes with that listing. All this is possible. So we have seen why your business will go down if you don't change anything, because your competitor does and will offer your customer a better experience than you can. And how you can save a lot of time to save your business, to make more money, to have time available for your family, etc. And the TGF framework, how it can benefit you is that it helps you to transform that way you work and operate from manual and time consuming to fast, efficient, and partially automated, so can get more done in less time. It helps you to generate better and faster results, get the same things done in better quality and less time than now, so you have more time available and your customers are more happy. You can significantly improve your productivity and bottom line so that you can also reduce costs and increase revenues. This is the way how you can future-proof your business to stay competitive and relevant in the marketplace so that you can ensure to thrive instead of just survive, and your customers like you, like your business, give you more business, make more money. I'll give you the opportunity to schedule a 50-minute consultation with me where you and me can have a chat about how specifically I can help you to achieve these results as well. What specifically depends on your business, your current situation. So that's why we need to have a chat. There's no one-shoe-fits-all solution. How it works is that you help me to understand your current pain points in terms of workflows and time usage. Then we can determine your most time-consuming manual processes, bottlenecks, and time-saving opportunities and prioritize those. Thereafter, I can help you to determine the appropriate AI tools for business and workflows, addressing these points, and integrate them into the environment, help you to set up the automations, test, measure, and over time optimize them further. And you can then enjoy the results, more productivity, efficiency, more time, higher revenues, better quality, higher performance, customer satisfaction, and what have you. So if that's something that you want, then please do schedule your consultation with me. Some examples that I just very briefly touch on, I'm not going to elaborate much, could be in accounting, cold calling, as you've seen, definitely customer service or data analytics, email handling, HR processes, screening resumes, marketing, meeting minutes, onboarding new staff, project management, report generation, research, making slides, smart scheduling, social media handling, training staff, video generation, or your website, or many of those actually. Just to give you an idea, this is not an exhaustive list, just some examples. Now, if you did this and all it could do was to help you to be 10 or up to 50 times more productive, would it be worth it? If you can save 1.8 days of effort per week, would that be worth it to at least look at it? And if your business can strive instead of survive, would be worth it. And if I can give you an awesome framework to make this actually work for you, would that be worth it? And I really do want to help you. So can use this link here in order to schedule your consultation. We can either have it on Zoom or in person, as you prefer, depending on your location. And I forgot to mention, of course, it's free because I cannot charge you just for understanding your pain points. So don't procrastinate. As I always say, procrastination leads to no destination. And if you say later, well, we all know that later usually becomes never. Please also join my Telegram channel. You can scan this QR code. What you will find there is link to my webinars that I'm holding, link to my blog and newsletter that I'm publishing on AI, a $50 voucher for my online courses, an ebook, Future Proofing Your Business with AI, 101 office automation templates that you can just deploy and use. There's the link to book a free AI consultation with me. And last but not least, there's many past updates in there and future coming up. So make sure you join my Telegram channel. I'll see you there. Thank you. So do take action now. Don't procrastinate. Book your consultation and I'll talk to you soon. With that, we are done in this webinar. I thank you very much for attending. I hope you got some value out of it. And feel free to contact me, join my Telegram channel or my social media. I see you soon.